Hello and welcome back to our podcast series this February on love beyond romance. Can you believe we are already at our final episode of this series? It's been such a blessing to dive into our theme of love inspired by 1 Corinthians chapter 13 verse 13, which says, "And now these three remain: faith, hope, and love. But the greatest of these is love." But today, as February draws to a close, I want us to think about how we can extend the lessons of love and compassion beyond just 1 month, right? What kind of legacy are we leaving behind? Love is more than just a feeling or a moment. It's a way of life. In this episode, we will talk about how to live a legacy of love, examine inspiring examples of love and compassion, and look at practical ways we can build a legacy that reflects God's heart. My name is Johnson Kibali. This is T.U.G Podcast. Now, let's look at the importance of leaving a legacy. And let's begin with the big question. What do you want people to remember you for? When people look back on your life, will they remember the love you gave? Will they remember the kindness that you showed? And will they remember the lives you touched? Or will they see someone who focused on personal gain or material success? Will they remember? The Bible makes it clear that love is eternal. 1 Corinthians chapter 13 verse 8 says, "Love never fails." Our achievements, wealth, and possessions will eventually fade away, but the impact of our love will endure. When we live a life of love and compassion, we create ripples that extend far beyond what we can see. It might be a kind word that inspires someone to keep going, or an act of generosity that changes the course of someone's life. Therefore, our legacy is built in the small, everyday moments when we choose to reflect God's love. Now, do we have some inspiring examples of love and compassion? Do we have those stories? Let's look at some powerful examples of people who lived legacies of love. These stories can inspire us as well in the same way, all right? And let's begin with Jesus. Jesus is the ultimate example of love and compassion. He didn't just teach about love, he lived it. He healed the sick, fed the hungry, forgave sinners, and comforted the brokenhearted. His greatest act of love was sacrificing himself on the cross for our sins. Jesus' legacy is eternal, and it's rooted in his unconditional, selfless love for humanity. But hey, I'm not saying you go around healing all the sick or even feed all the hungry people around, but what are the things that you can do to show love to the people around you? Remember, it's not a must for it to be a grand gesture. Small little things that demonstrate and show love count and go a long way to make other people feel loved. Number 2 example is Mother Teresa. Mother Teresa once said, "Not all of us can do great things, but we can do small things with great love." That right there was a spark for me. And I hope it will be yours as well, that it doesn't have to be mega things, but small ones with great love. Mother Teresa's life was a statement to this truth. She dedicated herself to caring for the poorest of the poor in Calcutta, India, showing the world what it means to love and serve others with humility and compassion. Now, is there or are there people around you that you can show care and love for? I believe there is. And you can go ahead and express God's love for them. Number 3, let's look at Ruth. Ruth from the Bible, right? Ruth's story is one of loyalty, love, and faith. After her husband died, she could have left her mother-in-law, Naomi, to fend for herself. But instead, Ruth said, "Where you go, I will go. And where you stay, I will stay. Your people will be my people, and your God, my God." That is Ruth chapter 1, verse 16. Ruth's legacy is one of selfless devotion and trust in God's plan. Number 4, your everyday heroes. Think about the people in your own life who've made an impact on you. Maybe it's a parent, a teacher, or a friend who showed you kindness when you needed it the most. These everyday heroes remind us that we don't need a platform or a grand title to leave a legacy of love. Every act of love matters, right? Now that we've seen these examples, how can we create our own legacy of love? Here are 3 practical steps you can start taking today. Number 1, prioritize people over possessions. It's easy to get caught up in the pursuit of success or material things, which is important. But at the end of the day, what people will remember is not what you had, but how you made them feel. Take time to nurture your relationships. Spend time with your family. Reach out to your friends and invest in your community. Number 2, serve with humility. Jesus washed his disciples' feet, a task that was typically reserved for servants. And Jesus showed them what it means to lead with love. Ask yourself, how can I serve those around me? It might be volunteering at a home, either for children or elderly, mentoring someone younger, visiting those that are in prison, widows, hospitals, or simply offering a helping hand to a neighbor. There are many ways and many places you can serve others. So please identify a place or someone that you can serve today. Number 3, model God's love in your daily life. Love isn't just about big dramatic gestures. It's about consistency. Be patient, be kind, forgive, and extend grace, right? So remember the words of 1 Corinthians chapter 13, 4-7. Love is patient. Love is kind. It does not envy. It does not boast. It is not proud. And these qualities lived out daily will leave a lasting impact. And therefore, building a legacy of love isn't something we do overnight. It's a lifelong journey of choosing love and compassion in every moment. Now, in conclusion, as we wrap up this series today, I hope you've been inspired to live a life rooted in love and compassion. Love is not just an idea of a feeling. It's a commitment, a way of life, and the greatest gift we can give. So think about how you can start building your legacy of love today. Whether it's through small acts of kindness or major life decisions, everyday step counts. And remember, you don't have to do it alone. God's love is the foundation that empowers us to love others. Now, before I let you go, I want to share something exciting. In our next series, we will be exploring faith and trust. We will dive into what it means to trust God in uncertain times, how to strengthen your faith and how faith and trust are interconnected with love. So, thank you for being a part of this journey of love beyond romance. If this series has blessed you, please share it with someone, right? Like, comment, and subscribe. And let's continue to grow together in faith, hope, and love. Now, to watch the rest of the episodes for this series, please find the links in the description below. My name is Johnson Kibali. See you next time on T.U.G Podcast.